You know, we always start with the 1 inch seam allowance. That's seam allowance, just helps you to mark it. And going back to it, I still stand by the back is much simpler. Okay. Now, we are gonna go and we're gonna mesh. Usually I like to just take, after I put the line, I like to take my muslin to make sure I have enough space for the shoulder and the bottom. So, and then you see this little dart here? That's your cross back. Mark where that is. Remember that you need to give yourself enough space for the neckline, okay? And that's the back. And I'm taking my pins and I match that first. I match it first to the center back. Oh, well, like I took off the nail so I can do this faster today. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is then pin it the same way that we did the front. Remember, all along the center back line, not 2 or 3. You need to have more than that. So this way it doesn't move when you're pivoting, okay? I think everyone noticed that when it moves when you're pivoting, then it changes your whole drape by a lot. Okay, so there you go. First things first, we need to round off. We always round off the neckline. So how do we do that? We cut it until the center line. We take that off until it's straight, and after that, I'm gonna try to give you a better angle, so I'm just gonna be putting. It feels a little awkward, but you see that already, guys? Smooth. Oh, I think it's pretty smooth. Hold on a second. Yeah, it could be smoother. Don't be afraid to cut it until the tape. Not beyond the tape, but until the tape. That's the best way you can do to get very smooth, no excess. I am not gonna do a dart in the shoulder. I don't want to today. What I am gonna be really looking at is this line needs to be straight. And there you go. And you pin it. I just take my hand and make sure everything's smooth, and that's it. That's all you're doing. You can get away with it because it's a very small dart. The trick here is to not over pin, meaning I've noticed that a lot of you pin before you take the excess out. So that's why you have bubbles. Take the excess out first. No bubbles. Either way, your shoulder in the back is always gonna be a little bit more rounded. See, I have a little bubble there, so we're just gonna cut into it more. Don't be afraid of cutting into it. You can do an operation like I did. I sewed a piece of muslin or tape it. Just easier that way. Okay, perfect. So now we do that. We have this straight. This shows us our grain. And I think you guys noticed at this point too, we have a grain reference always. In the front, it was the apex. In the back, usually it's your cross back. Okay? Now, right here, we're gonna do is the same thing. We're gonna take it and we're gonna try to smooth it out. I'm not pulling. You notice that I'm not pulling here? Nothing's being pulled. Do you guys understand that nothing's being pulled? Nothing's being pulled. Perfect. So I'm just gonna put pins. The other thing that I've noticed too, you guys bury your pins. Try not to bury your pins because usually you need to take them in and out anyways. So just lightly, it's all lightly. It's just the beginning. And then staying in grain, this is straight. I'm gonna start pinning too, here. And I'm gonna pin also my waist. All is in grain, guys. Yeah, grain, 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 grain. You see it? Straight. Grain, grain, grain. You can see it. Nothing's skewed, nothing's moving to one side. Now, the same principle applies here now. What I'm gonna do the same thing that I did in the front, which is I pin the part that I'm not working with to make it flat. So I'm gonna pin all the way to, the princess line. I like the princess line for the most part. It's just an easier reference. You guys can move the dart today. Yes, FYI though, no one likes a dart that's right in the middle or a dart all the way to the sizing. It does not look good. So just use your eye. I am gonna do one, or I can do two. Let's do two. So what we're gonna do is, you see the X's here and you see this pucker in there. Before we do that, we're gonna slash, 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 slash. You see the difference now. Now there's ease to it. Now, since I have this section pinned already, I'm gonna take this dart and with my hand, I'm gonna divide it into two. I'm gonna play with it. And I want to the same depth. You can play with depths too today. That's fine. And look, I'm just gonna mark it. So let me go here. Now sometimes I might feel like, okay, we can do better than this. But no, this is fine. One depth here and about maybe an inch apart. Everything to my waist. Okay, so here you go. You see it here, guys. And this is when I notice, oh, why I have so much excess here. You see this bubble? You take your hand and you move it out again. And that's why I'm telling you to bury your pins. Because you're still looking. There's too much excess here. Let's cut into it. You see the little bubble, right? Mm-hmm. Let's cut into it. Let's take this. Let's take it with our hands and move it. It is not changing the grain. It's just bringing the excess in. You see that now? It's pretty smooth. At the same time, I'm like, oh, this could be released a little bit more, right? You take it without changing your grain, guys. You're gonna go and bring it in as much as possible without shifting your grain. Once your grains get skewed, you're doing too much. You see that now? I can take it in. I can take it out now. And my grain's pretty good. I just moved this about. I just took out a lot. And that's what happened with most of you guys when you did the back bodice. You were having bubbles, but you were not taking it away after you pin it. You were just pinned it, and that's it. You always recheck your work. Okay? Because even here, right now, let's just pin it again. Let's pin this one too. It's all about trying to control it. That's a lot less now. Is everyone okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the trick. The trick is not just to pin and just let it be. You need to still look at it. You're taking away all the bubbles as much as possible without affecting the grain. That's where we are right now, okay? Perfect. And next one will be Troy.
A question.
Yes.
Can
Yeah.